In this video, we're going to be taking just a real quick look at modifying the Weedbox because I have, by default, when we create all of our files, we give a 1-inch Weedbox because that's what we like to use. Now, we realize some of you like to skimp on your rhinestone template material, and you may want a different size Weedbox. Now, when you download all of our files, they already come color separated for you, just like you see here. So you get the complete version and the color separated version. Now, in this particular design, it's one color, but it's 3 different stone sizes, so we have 3 different templates. So again, we always add a 1-inch margin for our Weedbox, but you may want to do something different. And so we had someone ask us, how would you modify the Weedbox? Well, because you don't want to go through the process of redoing all your color separations, there is actually a pretty easy process to this right here inside of CorelDraw. Now, some of you also have Easy Stone, which will make the process easier as well. So let me show you how this works. So the first thing is when we import one of our download files, typically when we're working with CorelDraw, we'll use the EPS version. Well, all we're going to do is import it here into CorelDraw, into our workspace. Then we need to ungroup it because by default it'll come in grouped. And then, generally speaking, we wouldn't use the complete version, although we could. We could do all of them at once. Let's just do that. So what we're going to do is click on one Weedbox and shift click on all the others. And then what I would do is I would come over here to Stone Fill. And we're going to do a 1-step island fill. And how much? Okay, well, if you know anything about millimeters, there are 25.4 millimeters to an inch. So let's say I wanted 1/4 of an inch. What we would use is 6, but we want to come in 18. So what that would leave us at the end of the day, that would leave us roughly a 1/4 inch margin. And I probably wouldn't do anything less than that for a standard template. But when I click Island Fill, boom, they all are offset. You see that? Now, here's the big thing when you're dealing with, because the original Weedboxes were all identical in size, the one thing that's really important is that when we take these Weedboxes and stack them one on top of another, they are all the same. They all line up perfectly. So now you can see they're all stacked down one on top of another, and the whole design comes together as one. So let's just go ahead and undo that. Okay, so again, really, really simple to modify your Weedbox that way. Now, what if you don't have Easy Stone, but you've downloaded our files? Well, if you have CorelDraw, you can kind of do the same thing, but it's a multi-step process in CorelDraw. So let's just minimize that and go over here to our contour docker. Now, if you don't have your contour docker open, you go under the window menu, choose Dockers, and then you'll find contour somewhere here in the list. Now, in CorelDraw X6, I think they kind of messed up our contour docker because it looks a little goofy. So if you're using an earlier version of CorelDraw, your contour docker will look a little bit different. But basically, we can tell it the same thing. We're going to do 18. And just type in mm. That way it knows that you're talking about millimeters. And then here you can decide outside or inside. And there's that one step. And so then we'd have to hit apply. But then you have to do it to every single one the same way. Hit apply, apply, apply. And then we have to go, I usually go into my object manager and you see that contour group. We have to break it. So we have to do that for every single one. And this is why we use Easy Stone, because it's quicker. But you can get the job done. So we'll break it apart. Click on this one. Click on the contour group. We will right click and break apart. And last time, right here, break apart. And then we can go back through and delete the outside one, which we don't need. And it gives us the exact same result that we get in Easy Stone, just about 15 extra steps. So anyhow, that's how to adjust the Weedbox of any of our rhinestone designs. If you don't want to use that extra sticky flock or color flock rhinestone template material, that's a way to chintz a little bit and adjust that Weedbox margin. Thanks for watching.